Hello, darlings. You're welcome to Z-Star Africa, your home of sizzling drama recaps. Today, we are diving straight into the 20 years leap kickoff of Jhanak, and trust me, everything is taking a whole new vibe. The story has jumped 20 years into the future. New faces, new twists, new direction. Before we enter the episodes, let's look at the major cast changes and how the characters look now. 1. Jhanak, who is known as Newton. 20 years leap Newton. Newton's character has stepped into a more mature, stronger version of herself. This transformation marks a new chapter where her motherhood journey truly begins. 2. Anirudh. 20 years leap new Anirudh. Anirudh's transformation is one of the biggest in the leap. From the young, confused man we once knew, the leap now shows him in a more advanced stage of life, shaped by responsibility, loss, and new challenges. This version of Anirudh carries a deeper emotional tone. 3. Arshi. 20 years leap new Arshi. Arshi's character now carries a bold, sophisticated energy. Her new face reflects her evolution into someone more assertive, more ambitious, and far more involved in the central conflicts of the story. The leap completely reshapes her connection with Jhanak and Anirudh. 4. Parasher. 20 years leap new Parasher. Parasher's recast brings a calm but powerful maturity. His character now appears as a stabilizing force, wiser, more experienced, and more emotionally grounded. The new actor adds a depth that matches the leap's tone and upcoming twists. Now, let's introduce the fresh cast of the 20-year leap. 1. Jhanak, Newton's daughter. A new generation steps in with Newton's daughter, carrying her mother's fire and innocence into the story. 2. Moon, Arshi's daughter. Also known as Adidi. Adidi brings a fresh dynamic into the series, adding personality, conflict, and youthful energy. 3. Rishi. A young police officer and the love interest of both Jhanak and Adidi. His presence promises a dramatic love triangle and major twists in the episodes ahead. Now, with all that clearly and dramatically explained, let's dive in. It is a new start with Newton and Jhanak dancing with other women. Bua and Kanka arrive, taunting them. Kanka remarks that Newton and Jhanak are only surviving because of Parasher. Bua insults Jhanak, saying she doesn't even know her father's name and no one will marry her. Jhanak declares confidently that her father is alive and will return one day. Mongol defends Jhanak, praising her academic success. Birva also asks Kanka to stop. Jhanak comforts Newton and asks for her father's address, but Newton, with teary eyes, says she doesn't know and walks away. At college, Aditi arrives late and heads to the principal's office. Elsewhere, Rishi informs his family about leaving for a case. His mother, Tanushri, reminds him that Aditi's parents are visiting. Rishi tells her to reschedule. His father and uncle support him. Later, Jhanak again asks Newton if Parasher will return. Newton says she isn't sure due to the danger, but she's proud that Parasher is fighting for the oppressed. She encourages Jhanak to study hard and prove the villagers' worth in the city. Rishi calls Aditi to explain the emergency, asking her to meet him after college. Aditi hangs up upset. Later, she questions him about what to tell Arshi. Rishi asks for her understanding, but Aditi expresses frustration with his secretive missions. She asks where he's going, and Rishi replies, Similbani. Aditi senses something and warns him it's dangerous. He reassures her and jokes that she must think he'll fall for a village girl. They hug before he leaves. Jhanak rehearses her dance with village women and heads home. Aditi tells her parents about Rishi's trip. Arshi notes that Anirudh also used to visit villages for business, and Anirudh agrees. Aditi says she feels a strange connection to the village, despite never visiting one. The next day, Ishani writes in her diary, She recalls winning a case, losing her father, and marrying a widower with 2 children. Though she adapted well, the children still don't accept her. She makes detox water for her husband, who praises her efforts. Jhanak tells Newton not to worry about Bua's harsh words and promises to take her to the Mela later. Meanwhile, Rishi reaches Similbani and meets Krishnandu. While riding, Rishi and Jhanak's vehicles collide. She falls off her bicycle and he from his bike. They argue, calling each other blind and stupid. Jhanak scolds Rishi. Krishnandu apologizes, explaining they're from a nearby village. Villagers gather, and Jhanak tells them what happened. One villager tells Rishi to compensate Jhanak for the wasted food. Rishi offers money, but Jhanak snaps, asking if money fixes everything. She calls him a fool and ugly, making the villagers laugh. Krishnandu insists it was an accident and promises it won't happen again. When asked where they're heading, Rishi says they're going to the Mela. The villagers notice Rishi's camera and ask for pictures. Rishi urges Jhanak to pose, but she declines, saying she needs to cook for the chief. He clicks her picture anyway as she walks off. Elsewhere, Pralay calls Ishani for Pihu. Ishani goes to Pihu's room but gets yelled at and pushed, hitting her head. Pihu takes the call, and Bua sees Ishani's injury. Pihu mocks her again. Ishani's husband arrives, and Ishani says she's not trying to replace Pihu's mother. She wonders why she's disliked. Her husband says no one hates her. Pihu walks off, and Bua tells Ishani that the kids dislike her because she never tried to connect with them. Ishani reminds her how badly the kids treat her. Her husband suggests applying ointment, but Ishani brushes it off and leaves. Rani informs Newton that Parasher is back to celebrate the festival. She invites Newton to bathe in the river. Newton declines, saying she'll stay with Jhanak. Rani urges her to move on, saying Jhanak won't like seeing her sad. She asks Newton if she'll come to the Mela. Newton nods. Rani reminds her that Parasher loves her, but she loved Anirudh. Newton says Anirudh doesn't even know he has a daughter. Rani says city folks rarely return. Jhanak arrives, saying the food got ruined. Meanwhile, Tanushree tells Kaju and Padam that Rishi is getting married, and his future in-laws are coming today. She warns them to behave. Kaju says they know he's marrying Aditi. Puthul rushes in, saying something's burning. Tanushree runs to the kitchen. Puthul taunts Pyle for doing all the chores, saying Manju's absence makes her the maid. Her mother scolds her for being dramatic. Jhanak joins the village ladies at the river. Rani narrates Sikhi and Bhuvan's love story, making Sikhi blush. Newton recalls meeting Anirudh and their memories. Kishanan tells Rishi that the villagers seem cheerful. Kishanan chats with village ladies while Sikhi asks them to record their dance. Rishi records their performance. Jhanak sees him and plots revenge. She secretly punctures Rishi's bike. He catches her staring, and she scolds him. Sikhi asks her to calm down. Rishi learns her name. As the women leave, Krishnanand notices the flat tire and informs Rishi. Rishi calls out Jhanak, who flashes the pin she used, saying she feels better now. He asks why she did it. She hands over the pin and runs off. Rishi then says Parasher must be here. Elsewhere, Newton brings food to Parasher. He asks why she's doing this. She says it's needed. He wonders why his house is so clean. She refuses to eat, saying she's fasting. Newton worries about the police after him and asks when he'll return to the village. She says Jhanak values him deeply. Parasher says city folks can't be trusted and mentions he's heading to the deity puja. He asks her to wear the sari he gifted and join him at the temple. Back home, Rishi's family welcomes Aditi's side. Arshi announces that Rishi and Aditi like each other and just need blessings. Indumdi and Tanushree praise Aditi. Arshi proudly credits Aditi's values to her upbringing. She wanted Adidi to move abroad, but both Adidi and Anirudh disagreed. Anirudh says he can't stay away from his daughter. Anjana supports the idea of keeping her daughter close. Indumi says the priest gave 2 good wedding dates. Shurjit declares they don't support dowry. Arshi says she wants Aditi to be comfortable and is unsure Rishi's home can offer that. Anirudh believes Aditi will adjust. Arshi shares her plan to gift them a house. But Rishi's family disagrees, saying Rishi won't accept it. Anirudh insists she'll be fine at Rishi's place and leaves with his family. Krishnanand tells Rishi that even village kids admire Parasher. Rishi believes Parasher will visit the temple. Krishnanand warns that if they go there, villagers might suspect them. At the temple, they spot Parasher with Nutan. Rishi asks if she's his wife. Krishnanand says Parasher isn't married. Rishi thanks Krishnanand and sends him away. He sees Parasher talking to Jhanak and starts clicking photos. Jhanak notices. Parasher confronts Rishi, asking what he's doing. Rishi lies about being from a nearby village. Parasher suspects he's gathering info and demands the truth. Rishi denies knowing Parasher and offers to delete the pictures if needed. Parasher asks for his phone. Rishi refuses, but hands it over when Parasher's men try to search him. Just then, Aditi calls Rishi. Parasher cuts the call and switches off the phone. His men take Rishi away. Parasher, convinced Rishi is from the city, locks him up. Mangal questions Rishi's identity, tourist or spy. Parasher tells Mangal not to mess up. Rishi thinks of his promise to DG Sir and wonders how to escape. That's a wrap, fams. See you in the next. Much love.